Hello, hello, hello. It is Wednesday, my favorite day, and we are back. I'm Stephanie Gillison, and I am so excited that Hannah is back in Dubai. And if you guys pay attention to her background, that's legit. That is real. She's on the 27th floor. It's nighttime, and those are actual cars going by on what, an interstate?
This is just some classic Dubai traffic. 6 hours a day, you will be stuck in traffic. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. So a little bit of a nicer background now. But I'm very excited. We talk about Panama today.
I know it. Panama, it's been a long time, but I have been to Panama, and there's some unique opportunities going on in Panama. And we've got properties on airdomo.com in Panama. So definitely make sure if you haven't been to airdomo.com yet, you've got to go on and check it out because we have properties all over the globe. But today, let's dive into Panama. There's some unique things there.
Yes, I like how you and I balance each other out. If you haven't been somewhere, I've been there. And if I haven't been there, you have. So we always have kind of real opinions to give out here. But yes, Panama is one of Latin America's most stable economies. It uses the US dollar as its official currency. And it is home to the Panama Canal, which is one of the world's obviously most important trade routes. And it does offer residency pathways for property investment. And we'll talk about that a bit later because it makes it highly attractive for international buyers.
Yeah. And the skyline of Panama City, it rivals Miami, and we might as well say it doesn't quite meet Dubai rivaling, because Dubai's got such tall buildings, but it does have quite an impressive skyline, which most people wouldn't even think about. But it features luxury condos, marinas, and a ton of global business hubs. And what's cool about Panama is you've got the Caribbean side and you've got the Pacific Ocean coastlines. So you've got the best of both worlds, depending on which side you enjoy. And so, it offers this unmatched variety in lifestyle and scenery. And when I was there, we actually visited a whole region and even went down into Costa Rica, but it was whale season on the Pacific Ocean side. And I'm going to tell you, when these whales rose up out of the ocean, it was like two semis coming up. But it's such a unique opportunity to be able to be on that side of Panama as well too, where it's deep cold water.
That sounds amazing. I mean, it does offer just unmatched variety in both lifestyle and the scenery. So let's talk about it. Why is Panama seen as a leading destination for property investors?
Well, it's been known for many years here recently that it's safety, it's accessibility, it's easy to get there, and it does have strong investment returns. Its dollarized economy eliminates the currency risk. So foreign buyers enjoy the same property rights as locals. The government is pro-investment. They have always been, please come here, invest. They want to couple that with, the population. They want to make sure that Panama is a magnet for retirees as well. Where the Northerners have gone and retired to Florida, and maybe some can't afford Florida anymore. Panama has raised their hand and said, take a look at us. Your dollar's going to go much further here than it will there. Panama's also attracted a lot of entrepreneurs. And then, of course, investors, again, looking to take that money and go a bit further. There's so much coastline. And so whereas other properties, have skyrocketed, you can buy land there, you can develop it, you can build and still sell property affordable. And so, everyday people can have that oceanfront property.
Exactly. So let's dive into that exactly. What should foreign buyers know about property laws and ownership in Panama?
Well, here's what I love about it. You just buy property outright in your own name. You don't have to do anything special. You get full title rights. There's no, issues with that, okay? So you have title versus right of possession. Titled land offers the highest security and it's recorded in the public registry. Right of possession land is common in the coastal and the island areas, but ownership is based on usage rights rather than title, okay? So you've got to confirm that documentation carefully. And where you're going to see That right of possession land, again, is closer up to those coastal and island areas, more of the conservation and protected areas, okay? But for the most part, you're going to see ownership. You're going to see property transfer tax of 2% of the sales price, which is extremely low. A lot of the places that we talk about, you've got property transfer tax anywhere between 4 to 12%. That's a one-time fee at the transfer, but this is only 2%. So that's extremely low compared to many. You do, however, have an annual property tax, but it's low, or you could even be exempt depending on your property value and its location. All right. There's moderate legal registration fees, very much less expensive compared to other markets. And then residency options. If you're purchasing 300,000 currently, or maybe up to 500,000 by 2026, you do qualify for a foreign investor friendly nations visa, or what's called a qualified investor visa if you're looking to stay long-term residency there. If you're not, no need to do that. But that's for more of the retirees that are looking to make this the place that they call home many months or throughout the entire course of the rest of their lives.
Yeah, exactly. So that property worth for the residency is going up to 500,000 by 2026, which means there is still time to get it at 300,000. But when we talk about buying, I'm going to talk about a couple of regions in Panama that do offer the best opportunities um, as far as we've seen. So Panama City, obviously a thriving cosmopolitan center with high-rise condos and business offices, and it does have a really steady rental demand. And then Boquete, which is a cool mountain town. It has a lot of expats and retirees. It's very known for its coffee farms and very tranquil living, so you'll go there to relax. And then Coronado and Pacific beaches, which are coastal communities. They're about an hour to 2 hours from Panama City. They're very popular for vacation rentals. And then the famous Bocas del Toro, which is a Caribbean island lifestyle, very strong tourism market, very eco property oriented, and the new developments especially. And then the Pedasi y Azuero Peninsula, which is very quiet, a very picturesque area with growing appeal, and it has a lot of boutique developers and digital nomads that are visiting and investing. So there are a lot of options to choose from depending on what you like. But Stephanie, which part were you in?
Well, I tell you, on both sides, there's quite a bit going on, and I've seen both sides. There are parts, and it's been some years since I've been there, but on the Caribbean side, there are parts where you do have to take a boat to get to. But on the Coronado side, there's something very interesting. Several years back, we actually had a boutique hotel listed there by a couple who were from the States. They were from Kentucky, as a matter of fact. They bought this boutique hotel, and that's what they retired to. They bought the boutique hotel. It had 8 awesome hotel rooms. It was on the mountainside of Coronado, right there on the coast. And it was impressive and amazing. What a lifestyle to retire to and have your income right on property. And so, it's unique when you start to look at, Panama as this luxury place that it actually is. And then there's a lot of development opportunities that are going on now too. And there's a few that I need to check on because there was, over the course of right after COVID, so many people looking to go and retire there that a lot of developers were starting to not only build these villas on the water with these luxury infinity pools, but they were also doing these glamping concepts. Do you know what glamping is,
Yes.
Hannah? You know what
Oh, I
glamping
do.
is?
Yeah, I support it fully.
Yeah. So they were doing these glamping concepts so that people could actually come in and stay in these glamping camps, so to speak. I mean, these were as luxury as hotels were, right? And so it's kind of neat at how those were popping up as well too. And a lot of those, you were traveling to them by boat, and having that amazing, just quiet vacation, off off by yourself. So it's pretty impressive. But yeah, I think Panama, again, we've got some really cool properties to take a look at there, and they're investor friendly, but also too, there are benefits to being a developer there. So much so that, and you got to look into this, but at one point in time, they were offering dollar for dollar with tax incentives. So if
Yep.
you chose a certain area of Panama to develop, they would offer you dollar for dollar in tax incentives. So if you brought $1 million in, they would give you $1 million in tax credits over the course of 3 years. So there's all kinds of opportunities like that to be an investor there. So something to look at and something to definitely consult with us at airdomo.com to help you with for sure.
Exactly. So, you started talking about that. What are the key trends that are shaping Panama's real estate market?
They need more luxury condos. They need more waterfront developments, definitely. There's an expansion of eco-friendly and sustainable tourism projects in all the coastal regions. Again, we've talked about how expensive some of the other countries and islands have gotten when it comes to coastal. And Panama is still affordable. And it's still, an area that you can develop and build without it, being overly expensive. The land is still inexpensive there. There's an increased interest from remote professionals, right? So people that have remote work, they like Panama, but also retirees seeking the residency and for their money to go a lot longer than living in a much higher, cost of living area. So there is an opportunity there. Infrastructure upgrades have been happening. They've been doing new highways. They just did a brand new airport. They're doing a lot of metro extensions. And so that's fueling development beyond the city of Panama. So, that's helping as well too. Some of the areas before, it was slow growth because they were hard to get to. Now they're easy to get to. And some of those places that you had to take a boat to actually now have bridges to. And so that's making it much nicer as well too. So that's definitely fueling it. The strong growth in vacation rental has also picked up. And so short-term rentals are definitely something that you want to take a look at in this market because people are hearing about it. They want to go there. They want to spend a week or two, and they want to see if it's a place that they want to experience. So there's definitely a demand for that. And that's going to be near the Pacific coast and in Boca del Toro.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with everything that we've said, it's pretty clear how investors can optimize returns in Panama. So we'll start with they invest in Panama City pre-construction condos for appreciation potential, and then target short-term rentals in the tourist and expat-heavy areas such as Coronado and Bocas del Toro. But what else?
Explore eco resorts and boutique developments, okay? Because that taps into
Mhm.
the sustainable tourism trends that are happening. Take advantage of the residency linked investment programs for the dual benefit lifestyles and legal statuses. There are areas that are linked to residency, and that's something that you might want to take advantage of. But most importantly, you got to work with Airdomo. You got to work with Airdomo so that we can ensure clear titles and efficiency in your closing, efficiency in the protection, and efficiency in making sure that you're buying the right property that's going to work for you and what your goals are. So thank you again for tuning in. We love Wednesdays. And I think next week, what are we bringing them next week?
We're going to go back to Europe next week, and we're going to talk about Croatia finally, which I'm very, very excited about.
Awesome. So tune in next Wednesday to Croatia. And in the meantime, please visit airdomo.com. Check out the over 700 properties that are on there, over $3 billion in real estate that are covering over 36 countries, islands all over the place. They are amazing and impressive. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.